I'm going to run a marathon in my room. But why? Well, to answer that question, we need to go back to ancient Greece, where a guy named Pheidippides ran across the whole country to deliver a message. And since that, people have been running this distance, what we now call the marathon. And usually a marathon takes place in a beautiful city like Vienna, Sydney or Chicago. But how do I get in the picture? Well, I'm curious if it's even possible to run such a long distance in such a short distance. How do you say it? Let me explain. Okay, so first we need to measure the room. I don't know if you can see it, but that's 2 meters. Okay. 3 meters and 43 centimeters. Shit, I thought that was more.
Let's do the math. We're gonna have 42,000 meters divided by 3.5 meters, the length of the room, and that's gonna give us exactly 12,000 laps, which is a shit ton of laps. I don't know guys if you realize how much is that. That's like 12,000 times this, back and forth. So I got a long run in front of me. Alright, let's get it.
Alright guys, I changed into clothes. Wait, I was already changed, it doesn't matter. I've put up a lap counter there so you can see my progress. It's currently 9:08. So let's get it, because it's never going to end. And you know, I'm gonna count it by thousands. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. And just like that, I started the challenge. But after a few laps, I realized that this is not going to be as easy as I thought. I just finished the first 100. It's diabolical, guys. I don't know why I'm skipping school for this shit. I still have 11,900 to go. Let's get it. Alright guys, so I was back on track, and besides being dizzy from constantly turning, I was running a good pace and reached lap 500, baby, 500. I think I'm gonna get some cushion underneath me because the floor is really hard and it's messing up my ankles, so I have some yoga mat. The yoga mat was nice, but then I thought that it's a good idea to put the camera on a head mount. But since my room is small, the footage turned out to be awful. 998, 999, and 1000. I finally reached lap 1000, which meant that I was 3.5 kilometers into the challenge. But I was starting to get bored, so I decided to play my favorite mobile game. Alright guys, I decided to play some Clash Royale by StarRun because, you know, this would be a boring video if I wouldn't do anything besides running. So, let's play some Clash Royale. Alright, so I logged into my account and played a few matches. And honestly, I was cooking my opponent. My camera's just stopped recording, but that was a W, guys. I've won the next game too, but as much as I love Clash Royale, it was really hard to count laps whilst playing, so I decided to put the phone down. So I just played some Clash Royale. I don't really know how many laps did I do, but I think it's around 200, so I'm gonna count that in and head back to running. I'm gonna also put on some music because this thing is hella boring, you know, but no stop until 2000. I think there's a plan. See you guys there, then, I don't know. Music helped me a lot, because distance wasn't the hardest part. The real difficulty was trying to not get bored of running. 1500 guys, time to change the laps. $1,700. We're getting closer to 2K. Until I'm grinding down the kilometers, I want to ask you guys that if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and a subscribe. Thank you guys. Now let's get back to the video. 2K guys. Let's change the lap counter. Reaching 2000 laps was insane. I was at 7 kilometers, but I didn't even feel like it. Probably because my room is so small that I couldn't even build up real speed. $2,500. Let's get it. So guys, I just passed 2,500 laps. Think it's time to play some Clash Royale again. Alright, so I decided to play some Clash Royale again. But this time, I lost like 5 games in a row to the absolute worst decks in the game. So I just gave up and concentrated on grinding down the distance. Alright, so I was back in the game, but since time was passing quickly, I needed to lock in order to finish the challenge in time. Made it to 3k, guys. After 3000 laps, I started feeling pain in my heels due to the minimal cushion on the floor. So I decided to stop at 4k to rest and eat something. So guys, I got my pizza. As you can see, I couldn't finish the 4k, I'm at 3900. So yeah, that's the game plan. I'm gonna eat this and then lay down for some time and rest. My dog is out of his mind. Alright guys, I just finished my lunch. It was amazing. I finished the video and the video was also amazing, so I'm stoked. I still have like 100 laps till 4000, and until that I just want to muscle through for 5,000-6,000. I think I want to do that. I want to go and do 2000 in one go, because I mean, time wise I'm kind of late because it's 2 p.m. so we need to speed it up. And honestly, I think I can, if I push myself, I think I can do 2000 laps in an hour. And yeah, but that's still gonna take me a lot of time. That's still 4 hours. I'm gonna finish by 6, so, and that's a good time, so I need to speed it up, you know. Yeah, so I'll quit yapping and cut to the action. Action meant that I had to run in the same environment for the next 4 hours, so I wanted to pass that time. 4500. And that's when Clash Royale came back to the picture. And guys, I genuinely don't know why I went back to playing after losing like 10 matches in a row. But I decided to do it again and lost. Yeah, I haven't played the game since that. But it is what it is, so I continued running and reached 5k. Road to 6k. After 5000 laps, I stumbled upon another problem. Air. Like, it's crazy how fast you use up oxygen when you're running, especially when your room is small. Man, I had to open a window just to not faint. 5500. Let's go to 6. Besides the air problems, I was killing it, so it's no surprise that I reached the half marathon milestone quickly. 6k. Alright guys, I forgot to say this, but with the 6k laps we actually finished the half marathon, and I think that is absolutely crazy. Just think about it, like you have 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, and I was able to finish it quite easily. Man, I was lying when I said this. I mean, just look what happened a few hundred laps later. I'm getting closer to 7k, but my calves are gone. I need to stretch them because bro, they are cooked, man. The rockets, they are cooked, you know, because I'm running on my toes, and it's really hard for my calves. Oh shit, this is starting to get hard. Alright, but I'm besides that, I'm really close to 7k. I think it's only like, if I'm correct, it's only like 200 laps. I'll do that real quick and yeah, make some progress. We still have almost double. Well, I guess that's what you get for being cocky, but I've had no time to rest because I was already behind schedule. So I went back to grinding and reached 7000 laps. After 7k laps, everything started to get harder. The laps were slower and my feet started to hurt more. But these symptoms are pretty common in running. It's called hitting the wall. But there's no way that I'm going to explain the science behind it. So here's a poorly made AI video that's going to do the job for me.
Marathon runners talk about something called hitting the wall. It usually happens late in the race, around mile 18 to 22. By then, your body has burned through most of its stored carbohydrates, known as glycogen. That's your fastest fuel source. When it's gone, your body switches to fat instead, which works, but much more slowly. The result is sudden exhaustion, heavy legs, and a dramatic drop in pace. That feeling, that's hitting the wall.
So now you know what happens when you hit the wall, but I was in no means of stopping, because I still had a lot more distance to cover. 8k done, 4 to go. But covering the remaining distance turned out to be a much bigger challenge, because by this point I was completely drained, both physically and mentally. 9k done, 3 to go. The fact that I forgot to change the lap counter at 9k shows how tired I was. At this point my only goal was making it to the other end of the room. 9,500 down, 2.5 to go. But besides the difficulties, I continued pushing through and reached my next goal. Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll please. Okay, I just finished 10,000 laps. Hell yeah! Okay, let's not celebrate too early because we still have 2k laps to go, which is still 7 kilometers in this tiny ass room. So let's get back to running. So I did, and after changing the lap counter, I continued running. And since I already reached 10,000 laps, my morale was up, because I knew that this was going to be the final push. But even though the finish line was close, my foot was in big pain, mostly because I've been running barefoot during the whole challenge. So this made the last kilometers a suffer for me. But if you ask a marathon runner, they are familiar with this feeling. And I was too. In my last video, I've run a marathon backwards, and by the end of it, I could barely walk. So the only solution to this is to muscle through the pain and pray that you can finish the challenge. 10,500 done. My legs are hurt like crazy, but I'm still pushing through to 12,000, but we're gonna have some obstacles. Under obstacles, I meant that my brain was cooked so much by the lap counting that I forgot how to talk. Like, for real. Look at this clip. $11k done, 1k to go. The last push, guys, the last push. This really was the last push. So I was squeezing out every bit of remaining energy I had in the tank. So if this challenge lasted a few more kilometers, I would have definitely failed. 11,500 done. Let's finish this. But luckily I've only had 1.5 kilometers left, which I finished in the hopes of proving it to you guys that you can run a marathon in your room. And now the only remaining thing is to end this pain and misery. So let's finish the challenge. Guys, I officially reached the last 5 laps. Let's do it together.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And 5. Yes, sir. We finished this. Oh, I thought I was gonna die. Alright, but now that we finished it, we can answer the question if it's even possible to run a marathon in your room. And the painful answer is yes, but it's going to hurt a lot and it's also going to be boring. And your room is also going to smell like fart by the end of it. Mine does. This was like one of the most boring runs that I've did in my life. You know, comparing this to the backwards run, this was 100 times worse. But now that we're in the end of it, I can safely say that you can also run a marathon in your room. I do not suggest it because this is like torture. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'm not good at doing outros, so I'll just say that I love y'all. You've seen Zaty. Peace out everybody. See you in the next video.